Hi, my name is Jasmine, an intern with BronxWorks Farmers Market Nutrition Education Program. I'm here today with a quick and simple recipe that I hope you will enjoy. So for today's recipe, we will be making a quick and simple sweet and spicy cucumber salad. But before we get started, you want to make sure you wash your hands. You want to make sure you are using warm water and you are scrubbing. Make sure you get underneath your fingernails and get any dirt or debris that may be under there. For today's recipe, of course, we will be using cucumbers. I got these cucumbers from the farm stand. So when you're shopping for cucumbers, either at the farm stand or at the supermarket, it's best that you buy firm cucumbers without spots or bruises. And to prepare, you simply want to rinse and remove the ends. The skins and the seeds of the cucumbers can be eaten fully, and they are full of fiber and nutrients, which is great for your body. Also, cucumbers are a great snack for the summer because they contain lots of water, which can keep you hydrated. For this sweet and spicy cucumber salad, we will also need a red onion. We will only be using half of it, but just make sure you have a nice, bright, crisp red onion ready to use. For this recipe, you will also need 2 tablespoons of white sugar. You will need a half of cup of red wine vinegar. Also, a tablespoon of crushed red pepper flakes. And you'll also need salt and pepper for taste. I first start the salad by making the dressing for the cucumber salad. I start by adding the red wine vinegar, a half of cup of that into a mixing bowl. Along with the red wine vinegar, you also add in a half of cup of water. Once you have in the water and vinegar inside of the bowl, you then want to add in the 2 tablespoons of white sugar. And you also always want to make sure when you're using a measuring instrument that you level out any dry ingredients inside of the cup or spoon that you will be using, because you don't want any more than the required measurement amount. You then want to add salt of your choice. I'm using Himalayan pink salt because that's my preference. And then after the salt, you want to add in some black pepper. You then want to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You, of course, can add less or more depending on your spice preference. And once you have all the liquids and spices in the mixing bowl, you can then give it a stir. And you want to try to stir until the sugar is all the way dissolved.
Just trying to get the sugar.
Once all the sugar is dissolved, you can then put a lid on top of the bowl, and then you can remove it and save for later. To prep for the salad, remember to simply rinse and remove the ends from each cucumber. And today we will be using 3 for this recipe. After prepping your cucumbers, you want to start off by thinly slicing them. And you want a nice, even, thin slice. And you also want to remember to keep your fingers tucked when using a knife. That way, if the knife do slip, your fingers are not harmed. Once all 3 cucumbers are cut, you can then remove them from the cutting board and transfer them into the bowl with the dressing that you made earlier. You want to make room for your red onion, so just make sure you clear your cutting board of any cucumbers or any other pieces that may be left over. You then want to grab your red onion and you want to cut it in half. After cutting it in half, you could peel the outer layer off one half because we will only be using one half of the onion today. But at the same time, you want to keep the whole onion attached to the roots of the plant. You do not want to remove that. Still keeping your fingers tucked, you want to start thinly slicing the cucumbers. You want it as thin as you can make the cuts because you will be eating it whole and raw. And when working with onions, they can be a little slippery. So just make sure that you're safe and that you take your time doing so. Once you are done slicing the half of the red onion, you can then start to add it to the bowl with the cucumbers and the dressing. This recipe can also be adjusted to your own liking with the herbs and spices that you prefer. Just remember equal parts of water and vinegar. Or if you do not have the time to pickle, you can also add chopped cucumbers to salads or sandwiches for an extra crunch. So now that all the ingredients are combined in the bowl, instead of stirring it around with a spoon, I found the matching lid. And now we're just going to shake until all the ingredients are combined. You want to make sure all the salt, pepper flakes get throughout the cucumbers. After being shaken for a few seconds, you then want to take the bowl of the cucumbers and you could serve it chilled and refrigerate any leftovers. And that was our recipe for our sweet and spicy cucumber salad. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I wish to see you every Thursday at 11:30 Grand Concourse at the CMCC building, which the farm stand will be open from 10 to 4. Thank you. Enjoy your day.